A city as old as Dwarka, as significant as Pataliputra, and with a history as rich as Kurukshetra has disappeared from the pages of history. Today, very few people even know its name. On the banks of the Rupnarayan River in West Bengal lies the ancient city of Tamralipta or Tamlok, mentioned in the epic Mahabharata and various Puranas and celebrated in the Jatak tales and Buddhist texts. Tamralipta was once a vital port and a prominent maritime trade center during the Maurya and Gupta periods. But during the British rule, Tamlok's significance as a port began to decline, and so its place in history books. But how old is the city? And what are the secrets that it holds? Is there really something relevant that would change the course of history as we know it? We have some astonishing revelations to share in this video with you. But before we begin, please subscribe to our channel because we are committed to providing you with evidence of advanced ancient civilization and the often forgotten history of the world. Have you subscribed yet? Great, let's get started.
In late 1800s, Gaur Das Baisek came across an abandoned fort in the city of Tamlok, 85 kilometers south of today's Kolkata. He found ancient artifacts, including pottery shards, tools, and remnant of ancient structures. He was confident that he has discovered something that is going to rewrite the history of the entire subcontinent. However, when he approached the British Empire, his request for further excavations was denied because this discovery could have challenged the newly propagated Aryan invasion theory. If it had been for the British, this ancient port city might have never been uncovered. But 100 years later, in the 1970s, what was discovered has definitely rewritten Indian history. Before we discuss the discovery and the archaeological evidence unearthed from this port, let's look at its history and legends. According to Bhavishya Purana, the name Tamralipta originated from an interaction between Suryadev or sun god and Lord Krishna while he was performing Ras Leela. The sun god, looking at this, blushed so deeply that his color turned copper, which is known as Tamra in Sanskrit, and that's how the port got its name. This city is also mentioned in Mahabharata. While Pandavas were performing the Ashwamedh Yajna, their horse was stopped by King Vindha, at that time ruler of Tamralipta. This led to a battle that ultimately ended in the kingdom allying with the Pandavas. Although these tales might be debated, but scientific evidence supports the region's ancient history. The nearby mines of Ghatshila have been producing rich copper for over 2,500 years, and archaeological excavations have revealed a civilization of similar age. Moreover, the local myths hold that the famous Kali temple, Barga Bhim Mandir, was built by the Pandava prince Bhim. The nearby areas still celebrate Bhim with the annual Bhim Mela, taking place every February or March. Another legend speaks of King Tamradhwaj, often associated with bringing the kingdom of Tamralipta to its peak. It is said that the copper mines made him very wealthy. And due to the Rupnarayan River directly flowing into the Bay of Bengal, he traded with distant kingdoms such as Sri Lanka, Southeast Asia, and the Far East. His ships carried copper, cotton, silk, indigo across the world. Archaeologists have solidified this legend with the discovery of Roman amphorae and Greco-Roman gold coins, dating back to the 2nd century BC. During the Mauryan era, Tamralipta acted as a gateway for the spread of Buddhism. Ashoka's son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra sailed to Sri Lanka and Swarnabhumi, which is today's Thailand. They carried the seeds of Bodhi tree and Buddhist scriptures. The Mahavamsa, an epic from Sri Lanka, records their journey, which took 14 days from Pataliputra to Sinhala, with 7 days at sea from Tamralipta. The Jatak tales also reference to Tamralipta as a key port for voyages to Southeast Asia, carrying Buddhist missionaries. This port is not only mentioned in Indian scriptures, but Chinese travelers like Fa Hien, Huizang, and Xing wrote of Tamralipta as a significant port and a center of Buddhist learning. Fa Hien, visiting in the 5th century CE, found over 24 monasteries and 1,000 Buddhist monks. The Roman philosopher Pliny referred to Tamralipta as Talukte in the 2nd century CE. Under the Gupta dynasty, importance of Tamralipta grew even further, with ships traveling from Africa, Arabia to Mediterranean. However, by the end of 7th century, the importance of Tamralipta as a port began to decline. After King Skandagupta's death in 467 CE, the Gupta Empire disintegrated, leading to strife and disrupted trade. Additionally, the Rupnarayan River began changing its course, moving eastwards and eventually joining Bhagirathi or Hooghly River. With its older coast drying up, the port became less navigable, leading to its decline. For centuries, Tamralipta vanished from history, erased so thoroughly that no trace of the ancient port remained. It wasn't until the late 19th century that Gaur Das Bisek, an eminent Bengali scholar, excavated the area and published his findings, bringing Tamralipta back into light. Yet, his report was initially ignored by British Archaeological Survey of India. Further excavations in the 1950s and 70s uncovered Roman aphories and Greco-Roman gold coins, highlighting the ancient city's extensive trade reach.
Imagine standing on the banks of the Rupnarayan River today. Though all that's left of the once great city of Tamralipta are a few artifacts in a museum, you can almost hear the echoes of its glorious past. Legends say the city thrived as early as 5000 BCE, perhaps even during the time of Krishna's adventures. Archaeologists support this claim by pointing to stone axes and rudimentary pottery. Although these artifacts are difficult to date with current technology, they suggest the city may date back to at least 5000 to 6000 BCE or even older. However, there is a consensus among archaeologists that the city is at least older than 600 BCE. So while the exact date of its founding remains a mystery, we know Tamralipta's stories stretches back thousands of years. For more in-depth explorations of forgotten cultures and hidden histories, subscribe to our channel and we'll continue to bring you captivating stories from around the world. Stay curious.